Hi guys, this is the group 5. We were going to report the lesson 6, the globalization of religion. The group members are Renigin Bacolpo, Hikiliana Jennifer, Gonzaga, Ana Ruby, and Goria Reynald. So, let's proceed to the first reporter, Ana Ruby Gonzaga.
I will be going to report to you the first topic of lesson 6, which is the globalization of religion. What is religion? Religion is often traced back to the Latin word religare, meaning to bind together. However, Cicero linked it to release, meaning to go through or over again in reading, speech, or thought. According to French sociologist Emile Durkheim, define religion as a unified system of beliefs and practices related to sacred things forming a moral community called a church. Ang definitions nag-emphasize na what is sacred in one culture may be profane in another. Profane means refers to something that is disrespectful, particularly towards something considered sacred or holy. For example, cows are sacred in India but can be slaughtered for food in the Philippines. So, ang cow sa India, sacred sa ilaha, pero sa ato, kinakaon nato sila. So, moreover, according to McGuire, 1992 stated that all religious guide perceptions and actions in natural and supernatural realms, providing emotionally satisfying explanations for life meaning. For example, soldiers might be promised a good life in heaven. So, si McGuire miingon nga ang tanang relihiyon naghatag og mga kalipay nga mga tubag sa kalulugan sa kalibutan sa kinabuhi nga nagdugtong sa kalibutan ug sa mga butang nga dili nato makita. For example, ang mga soldiers might be promised nga a good life in heaven. In addition, religious symbols such as the cross or in Christianity icons, sacred words, places, clothing, and food connect to the people the spiritual realm. Religion also includes magical rituals influencing the world, the natural world, like charms preventing crop failures or sickness. According to Thompson and Harvey 2006, magic supplements science and religion, with professionals often using lucky charms or ritual believed to bring success. So according to Thompson and Harvey, ang mga simbolo sa relihiyon nga katong krus, sacred words, mga places, clothing, and food nagdugtong sa mga tao sa espirituhanon nga kalibutan. Ang relihiyong naglakip usab sa mga ritual nga may kalubatan sa mga makaapekto sa kalibutan. For example, nga na niya kay ang anting-anting. So, ang anting-anting nga nagpugong sa kapakyan sa pananong usa. Ang mahikaw sa gidugan sa sensya sa relihiyon diin ang mga eksperto kanunay naggamit og mga anting-anting o ritual aron sa to bring success. Lastly, people often seek religion to answer existential questions like the purpose of existence and the afterlife. Sociologists William Bainbridge and Rodney Stark argue that religious groups exist because people seek unattainable rewards such as immortality. In the natural world, religion provides these rewards on a global scale. So, there are four varieties of religions, which are animism, atheism, monotheism or theism, and last is polytheism. So first, animism. Animism is a belief system that sees supernatural forces rather than gods or spirits as the dominant power in the universe. So, ang animism is a belief system where supernatural forces, not gods or spirit, are seen as the dominant power. For example, for believers that think that all natural things, rocks, plants, animals, weather, possess spirits influencing human activities. For example, ang mga Arctic people nagperform og rituals before sila maghunting to show respect for animal spirit. So many animistic cultures also honor deceased ancestors' spirits. Animism is still practiced in many tribal communities worldwide, although specific practices vary significantly. So second is atheism. So ang atheism believe that God does not exist. They deny the existence of a divine being. Ang atheists, wala sila nagtuo sa Ginoo. They represent words on a global scale. So, there are four varieties of religions, which are animism, atheism, monotheism or theism, and last is polytheism. So first, animism. Animism is a belief system that sees supernatural forces rather than gods or spirits as the dominant power in the universe. So, ang animism is a belief system where supernatural forces, not gods or spirit, are seen as the dominant power. For example, for believers that think that all natural things, rocks, plants, animals, weather, possess spirits influencing human activities. For example, ang mga Arctic people nagperform og rituals before sila maghunting to show respect for animal spirit. So many animistic cultures also honor deceased ancestors' spirits. Animism is still practiced in many tribal communities worldwide, although specific practices vary significantly. So second is atheism. So ang atheism believe that God does not exist. They deny the existence of a divine being. Ang atheists, wala sila nagtuo sa Ginoo. They represent a larger portion of the populations in many European countries than in the United States. A 2017 Pew Research Center survey showed significant atheist populations in several European countries, with the Czech Republic having the highest percentage. Even in countries with a history of state atheism like those formerly part of the Soviet Union, atheist numbers remain notable. Many also express disbelief in God without identifying as atheists. So nga atheists, wala sila, don't believe in God. So the third is monotheism or theism. Monotheism is a religion belief that there is only one God. from the word mono means one. So ang monotheism nagbelieve that there is only one God. The prominent examples of modern monistic religions are Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, sharing commonalities and assured ancestors Abraham. These faith believe in a single, all-powerful God who creates, governs, and judges the universe. The following are considered monotheistic religions are Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. So first, Judaism is the oldest monotheistic religion dating back nearly 4,000 years. It began with Abraham, the first prophet, to receive God's revelations. Jews believe that God revealed himself through ancient prophets, and the synagogue is their place of worship. Synagogue means is a place Synagogue is a Jewish house of worships. Muna siyang building where Jewish people gather for prayer, study, and community events. Rabbis teach scripture emphasizing monotheism using the sacred text Tanakh, or the Hebrew Bible, which includes the Old Testament books. The Jewish sacrificial system continues until Jesus Christ's crucifixions, where he began the ultimate sacrifice for sin. Jews are still awaiting their promised Messiah. Second is Christianity. Christianity originates from Judaism and shares the belief in one God. Christians view God as a Holy Trinity, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. They believe Jesus is the fulfillment of Old Testament Messianic prophecies. Messianic prophecies means that are predictions in the Hebrew Bibles, Tanakh, that Jewish and Christian traditions believe were fulfilled by Yeshua or Jesus. These prophecies outline the Messiah lineage, birth, ministry, death, and resurrection, serving as a foundational element in Jewish and Christian theology. While Judaism ends with the Old Testament, Christianity continues into the New Testament. In Christianity, Jesus' death on the cross fulfills the Jewish sacrificial system and laws. Last is Islam. Islam, meaning submission to God's will, is practiced by Muslims who worship Allah, the all-knowing God. They believe Muhammad is the messenger of God. Sacrifice is central in Islam, with Eid al-Adha, the festival of sacrifice, being a significant holiday where Muslims offer sacrifices to Allah, typically lambs or goats. Muslims perform ritual prayers called Salat 5 times daily at specific times. In Islam, believers have a direct relationship with God without intermediaries. So, ang last varieties of religion will continue ni Jennifer.
Here are the
Vigiliana.
6 central beliefs of Islam, which are rooted in monotheism. Hi guys, I am Jennifer. First, believe in God, who is Allah. I am going to. Second, believes in angels. What's an The third one, about believe in the holy book, religion. The Torah was revealed to the prophet Moses, the Bible was revealed to the prophet Jesus, and the Quran was revealed to the prophet Muhammad. The fourth one is believe in the prophets sent by God. The fifth one, believe in the day of judgment after death. And the last one is believe in the divine decree. Okay, let's proceed to the fourth varieties of religion, which is polytheism. Polytheism is the belief in multiple gods. Um, Today, polytheistic faiths includes Hinduism, Mahayana Buddhism, Confucianism, Taoism, Shintoism, and some tribal religions in Africa and the America. The social organization of religion. The influence of a religion depends on religious organizations promoting their ideals and goals. These organizations differ in their organizational structure, group norms, and values, which often reflect those of their larger society. There are four types of religious organizations. The first one is ecclesia. The term ecclesia originates from Greek, meaning assembly or gathering. An ecclesia is a church closely tied to the state and has a large membership. It is often the dominant religious group in a society, supported by and aligned with secular and state powers. In some cases, the ecclesia becomes the official state religion, as seen in the Roman Catholic Church in the Philippines during the Spanish period and the Islamic Republic of Iran. The ecclesia maintains its religious monopoly by suppressing or co-opting competing groups, often with the aid of the state. The second one is denomination or church. A denomination is a large, well established religious group not officially sponsored by the state. It is a mainstream organization within a religion with slightly different beliefs from the other groups of the same faith. For example, Protestantism and Roman Catholicism are both denominations of Christianity. Some other examples of Christian denominations include Baptist, African Methodist, Episcopal, Catholic, and Seventh day Adventist churches. The third one is sect. A sect is a small, tightly knit religious group that has broken away from a larger denomination. Sect members voluntarily join due to their commitment to the religious leader or preference for the group's worship style and intimacy. Sects often face antagonism from secular and other religious authorities as they aim to reestablish what they consider the original views of the domination they split from. A well known example of a current sect uh, mm, is the Amish community in the United States. The last one is cult, new religious movement. A cult is a small, unconventional religious group often led by a charismatic leader. In the 20th century, many middle and upper class individuals found new religious movements appealing due to disenchantment with abstract doctrines and formal rituals. However, these groups disappear after the leader's death or evolve into sects or churches as their beliefs become institutionalized. Cults differ from sects in the they generally originate outside mainstream religious traditions, are more secretive, and rely more heavily on charismatic leadership. Tragic examples include the mass suicides of the People's Temple cult in Guyana in 1978 and the Heaven's Gate cult in California in 1997. Hoffman and Burke 1997, as well as the Shinrikyo cult's deadly nerve gas attack in Tokyo in 1995. Stracer and Post 1995. Cults are similar to sects but differ in at least three respects as follows. A. Cults generally have not broken away from a larger denomination and instead originate outside the mainstream religious tradition. B. Cults are often secretive and do not proselytize as much. And the last one, C. Cults are at least somewhat more likely than sects to rely on charismatic leadership based on the extraordinary personal qualities of their leader. And that's all. Thank you. Let's proceed to the next reporter, Miss Renny Jane Baculpo.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. My first topic is about religious fundamentalism. A major issue in contemporary religion is religious fundamentalism. According to Altemeyer and Hirschberger 1992, this is the belief in a specific set of religious teaching viewed as the unchangeable truth about unity and deity. These teachings are seen as being opposed by evil forces that must be resisted. Followers are expected to strictly adhere to traditional practices and believe they have a special relationship with deity. And Adation Yaimas 2006 noted that religious fundamentalism can take two forms: nonviolent intolerance marked by extreme identification with a religion, and violent intolerance which involve using physical violence to achieve religion's goals. Ang religion fundamentalism is kanang belief system na strict and literal na interpretation sa religions, texts, and traditions. Ang gituuhan sa mga katawan or sa mga followers na ang ilang misakto, maong they're intolerant na sa laing beliefs and sometimes mahimong violent para maprotektahan ilang faith or ilang gituuhan. Second is globalization of religions. Globalization of religions analyzes religion's trend in the age of globalization. This is the link to deterritorialization, where religious traditions flow into areas where they are unfamiliar, enabling the emergence of transnational religions. Historically, religions like Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Judaism originated from specific geographical spaces, while Buddhism and Taoism are from Asia. As cultural exchanges occur between East and West, these religions are spread worldwide, accelerated by modern information technology and online proselytization. Ang localization of religion is basically the spreading of religious belief and practices worldwide, pero nag-adapt or nag-mix pud sila sa local culture while spreading. Rodomitov, as cited by Botur et al. 2020, suggests four forms of localization. First is vernacularization, linking religious universalism with vernacular language. Ang vernacularization is translating religion's concept and practices into the local language para mas masabdan sa mga katauhan. Second is indigenization, blending religious practices with indigenous practices. We adapt religions practices to faith existing local custom and beliefs. This creates a unique blend of the global religion and the local tradition. Third is nationalization, creating universal religion with local national particularism. Gikunik ang global religion sa national identity and culture sa usa ka lugar. Muro siyang paggamit sa mga religion symbols and practices para mapakita ang nationalism. Third is transnationalization, absorbing a universal religion into one's own culture. Ang global religion para na siya sa local culture. It's important to our daily lives and worldwide. Mura sila gipagkaysa.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. I am the last reporter of Lesson 6, and I will discuss the impact of globalization in religion. Applying to religion, globalization may have an impact on faith in the following. The first impact of globalization and religion is the religion is being eroded because of the extensive and intensive secularization process. It means that the influence of importance of religion in the society are decreasing due to widespread of significant shift towards secularism. So what is secularization or secularism? This is a process by which religious beliefs, practice, and institution lost their social significance. It involves a shift from religious explanation and authorities to non-religious ones in various aspects of life. So, money ang secularization. Then, what is circularization theory? Ang circularization theory is the sociological frameworks explaining how society transition from religious dominance to worldwide value through modernization. It suggests that the society becomes more rational, scientific, and industrial religions looser its authorized in a public life or individual's beliefs. So this theory is supported by prominent sociologists such as Comte, Durkheim, Tones, Weaver, and Marx, who believes that the religion will become less significant as society become more modern. This theory suggests that religion will eventually disappear from modern circular society. So there are four examples of circularization theory include the healthcare, education, the government, and social change. So let's talk about the healthcare. So healthcare is removing religious principles to allow treatment like birth control, abortion, and euthanasia. Historically, many religions have strict views against this practice. Secularizations involves prioritizing individuals' autonomy and scientific consensus over religious doctrine in health care decision. This shift diminished religious authority and shaping healthcare policies and individual choice. Next is education. Education is removal of prayer of religious activities from public school. Examples, Jules Ferry laws in France, establishing secular education. And education and this kanang examples of secularization, it entails that separating religious instructions from state-funded education. The goal is to provide neutral education and accessible to all, regardless of religious background. This reduces the roles of religious institutions, and shaping young minds to promote a circular worldview. Sumana ang education. It helps individuals to have a neutral education. Let's proceed to the government. The government is the separation of church and state, exemplified by the establishment clause in the United States Constitution. It means pre- preventing the government from promoting and inhibiting any religion. D ensures religious neutrality in the governance, policy making, and legal system. Religious beliefs cannot dictate law, and all citizens are treated equally regardless of faith. And next is a social change. Social change is a legalization of same-sex marriage in Christian countries like the Netherlands, Chile, Mexico, Andorra, Estonia, the United States, France, and Spain. Many religions traditionally oppose same-sex marriage. Legalizing it reflects a shift towards secular values like equality, individuals' rights, and tolerance. This change demonstrates diminishing religious influence on social norms and laws, and as circular ethical frameworks gains importance, tackles the second impact of globalization on religion. Religion is being strengthened because of the resistance to globalization. It means suggested that religious traditional and communities are actively defending their values and identities against the homogenizing and often circularizing influence of globalization. So si Peter L. Berger was an Australian born in America sociologist and Protestant theologian. He is the widely recognized for his groundbreaking work on social constructionism, sociology of religion, and modernization. He possessed that an enduring presence of religion in the global society and intricately linked to the intricate relationship between religions and modernity. This relation is not one of the dominance, but rather complexity characterized by two distinct strategies. The first distinct strategies is some religious communities actively reject modernist ideas and values, creating a counter-modernity movement expressed through religious revivals or revolutions. Example of this is the Iranian Revolution of 1979 under Ayatollah Khomeini. So these revolutions was driven by the strong religious identities that actively resisted the westerning and circularizing influences of the previous Sarah regime. The second distinct strategies is religious communities' response to modernity, constructing with the outright rejection seen in the previous section. Instead of resisting modern ideas and values, these religious communities actively adapt them to align with their own interests and goals. This approach has allowed them not only survive but also thrive in an increasingly secularized society. The third impact of globalization and religion is the religion is declining, but new identities of hybridity was being developed. It means indicates a complete shift of religious landscape. It responds that race of fundamentalism to perceived threats of modernism and secularization with Christianity. This is this was a growing acceptance of scientific finding that challenged traditional interpretations of a Bible. along with the broader societal shift towards secularism. Information technology affects religious life, or how religious organizations are utilize information technology to enhance their rich engagements and operation efficiency. By reshaping how people engage our faith, correct with the community, and access religious resources. Technology acts a both of catalyst of innovation and as some source of tensions in religious life. That's all my report. Thank you.